Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming out. It's a nice day to come back, and I think that somebody asked me on the plane if I was coming home, and I said yes, definitely I am. So that's how I feel today as I enter the city, getting ready for the installation Monday and Tuesday. So I think we have some time for questions. Is that right, Colleen? Do we have time for some questions?
Sure.
Okay. Then.
So, did you sit with someone sitting beside you on the plane?
Yes, a young man was sitting next. He was in at the window, and I was in the aisle.
Did you have a conversation?
We did. I asked him if he was from here, and he said no. He's from south of Chicago, near South Bend.
And did he know who you were?
No,
Did you tell him?
which is great. No, it didn't occur to me to. Yes. Well, thank you. I think they're going to be coming over the weekend, and just to get settled, especially a lot of my nephews and nieces have children, small children, and they want to kind of get them settled. And some will be driving in, others will be flying. So they're kind of on their own at this point because I have other things to get ready, and they know that. They're very self-sufficient and self-motivating, so I'll be getting together with them towards the time that we have the installation.
Some words in Spanish about how do you feel de haber llegado de aquí a Chicago?
Me gusta mucho estar con ustedes. Gracias por su bienvenida aquí. Gracias.
¿Está listo para esta nueva encomienda?
¿Cosa?
¿Está listo para esta nueva encomienda?
Sí, sí, muy bien, sí.
Will you be saying Mass anywhere on Sunday? What
No, there are no public events until Monday evening, and then Tuesday. So I'm going to get myself spiritually ready, and I'm going to take my time.
Does the enrollment
With the hope that I don't drop the hammer.
Does the enormity of the reception and the event and the 4 days and the mayor's reception with 300 on Thursday impress you, overwhelm you a bit? Is it what you expected?
Well, I guess I didn't all expect you to be here today, but yeah, it is a bit demanding in terms of just getting used to it. But I kind of try to take things as they come, one day at a time, and relax about it. As I said in my first news conference, I'm just going to try to be myself and let the chips fall where they are.
I understand.
Yeah, Mary.
Also, there will be representatives from the Croatian community. Can you talk a little bit about those ties here in Chicago?
Well, yes, and I'm very pleased. I know that the Consular General will be here and be presented at the event on Monday night. And I've heard from some of the Croatian community as well, and I really do look forward to seeing them. I know that there's limited capacity at the cathedral, and so a lot of people who would have liked to come there will not be able to do that. But that, on the other hand, gives me a chance to make sure that I have visits to all of the ethnic groups on my calendar in the days ahead. It's yes, I have, and I will use the readings. I don't. Do they have the readings for the thing? Can we get that? Can we get that to them? Yes. You have the copy of the readings, and it's a beautiful text for the feast of the Basilicas of St. Peter and Paul, from the Acts of the Apostles, and also from the Gospel in which Jesus calls Peter to follow him walking on the water. So go ahead. No, please.
What's your message to the people of Chicago?
That I'm here to serve them as best I can, to get to know them, and I'm grateful already for their very warm welcome. It's also clear to me in the short time, the 2 months now almost, since it was announced that I've come to see that people in Chicago are much like the people in Omaha where I grew up. They work hard, they pray hard, and they love their families. And I think those are very important things for me to keep in mind.
What kind of notes and chords are you hoping to strike?
Say it again?
What kind of notes and chords are you hoping to strike on Monday and Tuesday when you speak to what will be a pretty diverse crowd of Catholics and non-Catholics?
Right. It will be on Monday, of course, welcome me to the cathedral, but also to the city. And so I will have that audience of civic, ecumenical, political leaders who will be there, in addition to the priests of the Archdiocese of Chicago. So hopefully my words have been crafted to speak to them of my hope to really be a partner in offering that leadership in the wonderful tradition of this city. Chicago has been blessed by wonderful leaders for many generations, both in the church and in the civic order. And I'm just honored to be a part of that and have a good representation of the leadership that evening.
Chair, you addressed the that's been surfacing today in the last couple of weeks since the synod, that there is some division within the American hierarchy. Do you see a division? What do you think about it? Do folks support totally the program?
Well, I would say that I'd go back to what we heard in the report that was in public session about the synod given by Cardinals Wuerl and Dolan, in which they said that there was consensus on all of the propositions that were there. I think there was a misreading maybe of the fact that there were three of the many propositions that did not get the necessary 2/3 vote. But all of those three, however, did enjoy a majority vote. And so it was kind of misread as though there was a division. But it's important to keep in mind, too, that the Extraordinary Synod was not to provide definite proposals, but to open up a dialogue about important points and identify those important points. So this is a work in progress. Are there some things that are being said at the Synod that people are going to need time to digest and to process? Of course. But I think that's a very healthy thing. Well, I was told that it was a plan that was in the works for a long time, and that one of the reasons for not having release earlier was to make sure that anything that would be released would not jeopardize the anonymity of people who have been abused, and I favor that. So I'm very supportive of what Cardinal George did in the transparency effort in releasing those documents.
I know
Jay?
that oftentimes when you come to Chicago, you take the blue line in. Will you do that today? And will you be moving into your new home, your new apartment at the rectory?
Thank you. I think I'm not going to do that because I have some. They have things arranged for me to leave now. I don't know what they are, but I've been told that they have transportation for me to get back into the city, and I am not going. I'm going to the residence to be with the cardinal because the apartment isn't ready. I don't think there's a bed in the apartment yet, and I'm not fond of sleeping on the floor.
Bishop, do you think that
favorite part of the liturgy that you reviewed or prepared for it? Are there some highlight moments that you would that you think are appropriately symbolic that you would point to, or that perhaps you will focus on?
Well, I think with regard to the liturgy for the installation rite, the main moment, of course, is when I am seated there. And that's why it's called the cathedral. The cathedra, the chair is there. And realizing that there have been some real giants who have led this archdiocese, I think that will be something for me to be it'll be very memorable. It happens only once. I mean, I will always reside in that chair and preside over the community from that chair. But that actual seating is the moment in which I become the Archbishop of Chicago.
I was going to ask you, has the archdiocese done enough for transparency in the sexual abuse cases, or do you expect to make some moves early on? Because there's one former priest, Daniel McCormack, his files weren't released. I was wondering if you have any plans.
Yes, I'm going to have to get up to speed on what that is all about. I do favor transparency, and I can tell you from talking to the Cardinal, he does as well.
Archbishop, there's many of the parishes are impoverished communities where there's a terrible gun violence problem. What's your role going to be in tackling gun violence in the city?
Well, I think if it were an easy issue to resolve, it probably would have been by now. And it's going to take everyone to be involved in that: religious, civic leaders, political leaders, the business community. There are violence is bred many times in poverty, in situations of poverty and inequality. So those have to be addressed. I've been told that Chicago prides itself as a city of neighborhoods, and yet those neighborhoods don't live in isolation or as silos. What happens in one neighborhood affects us all. And so my hope would be that we would look for ways in which we're going to improve the plight of people. It's not just a matter of stopping the violence by dealing with violence. It is a symptom of something deeper, and I think we have to look at those situations. I will do whatever is asked of me, whatever I think is prudent. I think that I want to be a partner with others who have those same aims and ambitions, and you may hear about some of these things on Monday night.
And do you support President Obama taking executive action relative to immigration reform?
The United States Conference of Catholic Bishops has been in support of comprehensive immigration reform that involves legalizing the situation of people who are undocumented, but also establishing a path to citizenship. This has been going on for a long time. It's time to act. We're calling on the leaders of both the Congress as well as the President to work together to get this done. At the same time, the conference has been very clear that if the President decides to take some sort of an executive action that stops the separation of families, the deportation of people that brings about the separation of families, we would be in favor of that.
One more, Miriam, one more.
Yes, go ahead.
I just wanted a broad overview question here. You know, you've got a big week next week. What are your thoughts and feelings going into this week?
Getting through the week, to be honest with you. I mean, there's a lot going on. I have my family coming in. You all know what it's like when you have family in town, and you want to make sure that everything goes right for them. And I'm going to be very excited to be with them and see them. But then, of course, we have the events for Monday and Tuesday, and then on Wednesday I meet with the religious men and women, lay ministers, and then the deacons. And then the next day, the mayor has a breakfast for me. He said it was going to be a small group, and I found out it's going to be about 300 people. So I guess 300 is small for Chicago. Is that right? Is that how it works?
The mayor said he was extremely impressed by the conversation you and he had by phone. There is separation between church and state, but do you see any kind of joint role for you and the mayor in dealing with some of the issues?
Well, I think we're both Chicagoans, and so I think that's important for us to keep in mind. We both want the common good to succeed, and I felt that in the conversation with the mayor, and he was very gracious to schedule this breakfast to introduce me to the civic community, and so I do look forward. We do have our own tasks, our own competencies. That's surely something he respects as well as I do. But we're both from this city now, and we both have a stake in making sure that it succeeds. I'll take one more, Mary, because you came out to Washington State.
I'm just wondering, if your parents were still alive, what do you think they would be saying to you today?
Well, you know, somebody was very glowing in a introduction in which they presented me at an event recently, and I said to them, I just wish my parents could have been here, because my father, to hear what they said, to hear particularly what was said, because my father would be proud and my mother would have believed it. Thank you all.